I'm Silver.
Today we're doing Magicka 2, Learn to Spell Again. Again!
The game! Not the anime Magicka.
Magicka, yeah. No, Magicka is it's a top-down game where you have basically magic laser beams that you shoot in all directions. And you can mix 8 different elements together to make different things. And
you basically, different buttons are different elements, and you can mix the elements and then shoot the beam, basically.
Yeah,
or shoot the beam, or put the elements into your sword, or make armor out of said elements.
Let's see, there's a beam that you can apply to your sword. You can make a wall shootout. You can make a dome over you, or no, like a ring over you.
It depends on which. You only can do the dome if you use the right things. It's a lot of. You can use it's. You can kind of experiment with the game to get the attacks that you want, which I think that's what makes it more fun, because you can be like, this. Shoot! I did a thing!
My favorite part about the game is the game lets you experiment with every element from the beginning of the game. If you know the combinations to turn, like, fire and water turns into steam.
Oh, yeah, because you do half fire and half steam, half fire, half water. You make steam, and so you can shoot steam at the enemy, which helps for, like, the crab enemy.
Or, like, if you mix rock with fire, you can launch, like, a flaming meteor.
Well, you can either launch a flaming meteor, or you can do like a flaming rock sword thing.
And like water and death is poison. There's so many combinations of elements and so many ways to apply it.
You can also cross the beams, so then you can.
Oh yeah.
You can shoot your beam, and you shoot life, and then the other person can shoot death, and then they combine, and all of a sudden, explosion.
So in English, there's one beam that is life and one beam that is death. And if you shoot them at each other and the beams cross, it'll turn into like a little ball of energy that's like a ticking time bomb and wipes out everything on the map.
Yeah, anything that's within range of the beams crossing will die. And unless it's like a boss, and you at least bring the health bar down a lot.
Yeah. And your beams get more powerful based on how many times you push the button. Like you can push fire 5 times to make like a huge stream of fire, or just once.
Or a wall of fire. You can do walls as well. And it depends on what button you push as well. Which, that is one of the downsides, because since you have to do the combinations, or even do at least, I think it was 5 or 6 that you combine. 5. Yeah, so then you have to do 5 of them in order to do anything in the first place. It slows down the speed of which you can attack, because you have to do. Well, you can do one, but then it won't last as long of attack.
You can also combine them in different ways to make like a completely different spell, like life, lightning, and then using your sword attack will revive your ally.
Right.
Life lightning is the most useful spell ever because it revives your ally.
And then you can shield yourself for things, because there's a part where the water is poisonous, so then you'd be like, water and shield, self-cast, and then all of a sudden you can walk through the water without getting hurt.
Or like, for example, the enemy will be weak to electricity, but there's water everywhere. If you use an electricity spell while wet, you'll hurt yourself.
So then if you do a
fire area effect, you'll dry off, and then you can use the spell.
Right, that's not.
Or you can do a water shield.
Fire self-cast.
Yeah.
You can also do a life self-cast to heal yourself.
Or a death self-cast if you feel like killing yourself. I mean, they let you do that.
This is another one of those games that are way, way, way more fun to play with as a group.
It's actually a lot like Diablo, except way more simple and a lot more fun, in my opinion.
Well, it's not more simple because of the fact that you have to combine all these things. It does take a while to get used to combining things, especially with people like me, who is like, okay, what does this button do? What does this button do? And then people like Matt and Gabe, who are all of a sudden just like, okay, got it. I'm a bit slower at learning how to do games, so it takes me longer to learn how to do these things.
The combat is more complicated than Diablo 3, but everything else is more simple.
Right.
And
at least, unlike Diablo 3, this at least has a better plot.
Yeah, I like the plot. Diablo 3 had a boring plot. This game has, like...
Well, basically you have
Vlad, the vampire, who pretends he's not a vampire.
Yeah. Do we want to make this spoiler free or not?
Yeah, let's make it spoiler free. Well, there's not much to spoil. It's a paper thin plot.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying.
But yeah, the game is just so much.
Just to not ruin the ending, I suppose. That would be
the one thing.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
The biggest thing about this game is that, like Diablo, it's easier to play with friends, but more so with this game because there's a revive mechanic. You can't revive yourself when you're alone, but if you have a friend, you can constantly be reviving each other, and only one person has to stay alive.
It helped us the best when all three of us played.
Yeah.
Because then, me, mostly became the nurse character and be like, okay, revive. The thing about revive, though, you have to wait for it to reload. So hopefully not two characters die at once, because otherwise it reloads. You have to wait for it to reload.
So let me clarify. So there's a spell meter where you can just press one button and cast the revive spell, or you can memorize the spell, Life, Lightning, Sword Strike, and use it without waiting for it to reload.
But I never memorized that, so I had to wait for it to reload.
Yeah.
Because there was a button to quickly do it.
Yeah,
do it, then if you, was it D-pad?
Yeah.
If you used any of the spells on the D-pad, it was basically, you had to wait for those ones to reload.
It's basically for people who can't memorize these really long spell combinations.
Like me! Because, again, I'm slow at learning the game in the first place.
Like, I think there's a 5-element spell to, make meteors rain from the sky, and doing that combination quickly in the heat of combat is really hard to do. It's way easier just to hit the button. It's a really great game, and the coast is definitely clear to buy this game. It's great.
We babbled too long. Apparently my phone can't take it.
Yeah, we ran out of memory. Sorry about that.
We're very, very sorry. We might review this game again sometime if people actually ask for it. But yeah, it's a very, very great game. It makes it more fun because the villagers speak in a random gibberish.
Rissing, surrender.
Oh yeah. If you die, you can request. You can request to be revived. It always says.
Rissing, surrender.
Yeah, it sounds like you're saying surrender.
Surrender. I don't know why I memorized the gibberish. I just did.
We did. Yeah, we hear it a lot, so we end up memorizing some of the gibberish, and now we just reference it. It's a really, really great game. Get some friends, play it. Yeah. Well, hope you like our video. Yay!